What is going on, everybody? RoyalRapids here, and welcome back to another Pokemon FireRed solo run. This time, we're not going to be doing a legendary Pokemon. We're going to be heading back to the regular Pokemon realm as we take on a Pokemon I think is going to be doing a very good job in the Kanto region, that being Ludicolo. Now, Ludicolo here is a water and grass type introduced in Generation 3, but I'm sure you know that much if you're watching a solo run video on YouTube, especially from a small channel like me. So, what does Ludicolo have going for it? As you know, obviously, Brock is weak to both its stab attacks, water and grass. Misty is weak to grass type attacks. As you may know, water is weak to grass. And going forward through the game, water and grass is a very good defensive typing in the Kanto region. The only issue that we'd have with it would be poison types, namely from Koga. But I do have an answer for that, as since I allow myself to manipulate my starter, I give Ludicolo Hidden Power Psychic, giving it a base 70 Psychic attack, which should be able to one-shot most of the poison types in the game with its solid special attack stat. Since the Stone evolution is not going to learn any moves by level up, we do have a solid 4, Astonish, Growl, Absorb, and Nature Power to start with. As we astonish our way through the Rivals Bulbasaur, grow to level 6, that will give us the right to look at our Ludicolo here, who I manipulated to have perfect IVs and a quiet nature. And as you know, Brock will be an absolute joke. Absorb one-shots both Onix and Geodude, earning us an easy Boulder badge, as we are flying through the early section of this game. Heading through Mount Moon, we get the TM for Bullet Seed, which I choose not to teach for now, however, it would be useful. And after going back and forth, I do pick the Helix Fossil, so you Lord Helix fans out there, be up good. I like to teach Mega Punch in place of Growl to get a solid neutral attack, and a normal type move I should say, in Mega Punch, where we take on Misty. Now Misty shouldn't be particularly hard, as Absorb's going to be a 2-shot on Staryu, bringing us back to full HP to take on Starmie. And we're the exact same level as it, as we're both level 21. After taking a few Swifts, Absorb is doing enough damage that we're healing most of the Swift damage back. We do miss 2 Mega Punches in a row before going for a super effective Astonish and polishing off the Starmie with a few more Absorbs, earning us an extremely easy second gym badge. Without further ado, let's take on rival number 2. Epic rhyming aside, he leads up with Pidgeotto, which is definitely a problem for our Ludicolo here, as he is weak to flying, doesn't have a super effective move in return. However, 2 Mega Punches do get the job done, as in comes Bulbasaur. For some reason is not evolved in this fight, I don't understand. 2 Nature Power Swifts take him down. 1 Nature Power Swift takes care of Abra, leaving just the level 15 Rattata, who, if you watch the rest of this fight, you'll probably know Nature Power Swift takes him down. We finish off the Rocket Grunt and go head over to Bill's house, freeing him from his unfortunate Clefairy prison. He gives us the SS ticket, allowing us to push forward into Vermilion City, as we catch a bunch of Meowths, as you know, pick up for Hidden Power, before heading over to the SS Sand and taking on rival number 3. He's with Pidgeotto again, this time at level 19. Our newly learned Secret Power does 2/3, and 1 more polishes off the bird, leading into Ivysaur. Same formula as 2 Secret Powers down him, with a missed Sleep Powder from Ivysaur in the middle, leading to Eradicate. As we eradicate it in one shot with a Water Pulse into Kadabra, who goes down to 1 Secret Power, winning us the fight and earning us the right to take on Lieutenant Surge, the Electric Gym Leader. First up is Voltorb, as I go for a Water Pulse, which one-shots the Pokeball, leading into Pikachu, who also falls to a single Water Pulse, leaving just Raichu, who goes down to a crit Water Pulse. Not sure if the crit mattered. I think it did, but hey, 3 effortless gym battles. But you know what's not so effortless? This fight here against Blue on the Pokemon Tower. As Pidgeotto goes down easily enough, Ivysaur goes down easily enough, but as you can see, he does poison us, which does residual damage after every turn. And after the Intimidate, Secret Power is not going to be doing anything to Gyarados. I go for Absorb to try to get some health back, but between Gyarados' Thrash and the poison damage, we are able to take down Gyarados, but despite going to level 38, we succumb to the poison damage, and we lose our first fight of the run, giving us our first reset. Despite this, I do decide to head over to go get the tea and head to Saffron City, but first I take on the Game Corner in Celadon, as Onix goes down in 1 Absorb, as does Rhyhorn to a Water Pulse, leaving Kangaskhan, who I go for a Water Pulse. Looks like it does about half. We absorb it to keep out of healing range, and 1 more Water Pulse defeats Giovanni. As finally, after a lot of trainer battles, a Meowth does give us a Hidden Power TM, which should make Erica completely trivial. Victory Bell, part Poison type, dead. Next up, Vileplume, part Poison type, dead. Next up, Tangela, not part Poison type, but not very good. 2 Secret Powers, dead. Easy 4th gym badge. These gym battles have been effortless. Now that we're level 42, this rival fight should not be a problem, as a single Hidden Power one-shots the Pidgeotto, as well as the Ivysaur, leading into Gyarados. But now that we have more reliable special damage and Hidden Power, he just goes for Thrash once, we're not poisoned, and we go to the Growlithe with a good amount of health remaining. Despite the double Intimidates, we're a special attacker anyways, and 1 more Water Pulse takes care of him, and despite the 2 attack drops, Kadabra's defense is so bad that a single Secret Power takes care of him. One Water Pulse takes care of the Marowak as the Pokemon's Tower story comes to an end. And we are once again taking on our rival, this time rival number 5 here in Silphco. First up is Pidgeot, as I don't really know what to do before going for Hidden Power, which is under half. He hits a nasty wing attack, but Water Pulse does at least finish off the Pidgeot. Venusaur is a 2-shot with Hidden Power, but unfortunately he puts us to sleep and gets off a Razor Leaf, leaving us with only 69 HP into the Gyarados. Nice, I guess. As we go for Hidden Power, which is about a 4th, and between Bite and Dragon Rage, we just do not have the damage output to take out Gyarados, giving us our second reset of the run, both against the rival. I'm going to take on the Fighting Dojo, as with Hidden Power, it's completely trivial. Hidden Power and 2 Absorbs take out the Hitmonlee, and a Water Pulse crits and 1-shots the Hitmonchan, giving us some much-needed XP and money. Before we head to the Safari Zone, which of course my favorite place of all time, you know, whatever, we get the Gold Teeth and the HM for Surf, which I gladly teach to Ludicolo, giving it a super powerful 90 power stab move. Surf is like so good compared to the other HMs, it's actually ridiculous that that's the case, as most of the other HMs are terrible besides Strength. Now, then again, it's time to take on rival number 5, leads with Pidgeot. We're level 50 now, and a single Surf 1-shots the bird, leading into Venusaur. An HP Psychic goes about 2/3. A Razor Leaf crits leaves us with 90 HP, but we take out the Venusaur with 1 more HP Psychic, bringing in Gyarados. I elect to go for Secret Power, hoping to fish for Paralysis, which we do not get. However, we get it on the 3rd time, hitting him with 31 HP and down the Gyarados, leading into Growlithe. Despite the Intimidate drop, we go for a special attack Surf and take it out, leading to Alakazam. Now this thing can only attack with Future Sight, as we do paralyze the Alakazam and we get paralyzed ourselves, and through a bunch of paralysis on both sides, eventually we break through, hit a few secret powers, and down the Alakazam, getting us a much needed win over rival number 5. Next up is Giovanni, but with our move pool it shouldn't be a problem at all. Hidden Power downs Nidorino, Surf downs Nidoqueen. Next up is good old Kangaskhan, who is not weak to either of these, but after a fake out, a Surf does about 3/4, and 1 more secret power takes out the dinosaur, leading into Rhyhorn, who of course gets surfed into oblivion, as Giovanni is taken out once and for all, and the Rocket plotline comes to an end. Next up is leader Sabrina, who leads with a Kadabra, and 1 secret power downs it, leading into the Venomoth, who is not a Psychic type. In fact, he's Poison type, weak to Psychic, and 1 Hidden Power gets the job done. Next up is Mr. Mime. I think he's paralyzed, goes for a useless Calm Mind, and after a Hyper Potion, she gets Heal Locked, leading for 2 more Secret Powers to take out the Mr. Mime. Last but not least is Alakazam. He goes for Calm Mind. Secret Power does about 3/4, and after a Hyper Potion, 2 more Secret Powers get the job done after a Psychic, getting us our 5th Kanto Gym Badge. Next up is Koga, the Poison type Gym Leader, but that's why we have HP Psychic. He leads with Coughing, and 1 Hidden Power downs the Coughing, leading into Muck, as that'll be about a 2-shot with Hidden Power. He goes for Minimize, but fortunately we do hit. Next up is Coughing, 1 Hidden Power gets the job done, leading to the extremely bulky Wheezing. But hey, bulk doesn't matter here, as 1 Hidden Power downs it, and we pick up our 6th Gym Badge, leading into Blaine, Gym Leader number 7. But as you know, for both Blaine and Giovanni, if you have any halfway decent Pokemon with a halfway decent special attack stat in a water move, both of them are completely toast, as all 4 of his Fire-type Pokemon get drowned by a single Ludicolo Surf. And yeah, this part of the game is extremely easy for a Water type. Next up is Giovanni. He has a team full of Ground types, and with Surf on our side, as you know, this is going to be an absolute massacre. Just for fun, I use Absorb on the Rhyhorn, because why not? That's how weak it is. It has such poor special defense. Down goes Nidoqueen and Nidoking to a Surf apiece. Next up is Dugtrio, who does not outspeed. We down him in 1 Surf, grow to level 60, and the level 50 Rhyhorn that didn't evolve for some reason goes on to a single Absorb, as we have now obtained all 8 Kanto Gym Badges. Now that I have enough money, I can finally buy the TM for Ice Beam from the Game Corner, which will round out our moveset with Surf, Secret Power, Ice Beam, and Hidden Power. Now rival number 6 before the league. 1 Ice Beam takes care of Pidgeot, leading to Rhyhorn. Of course, he gets drowned by a single Surf. Next up is our good friend Gyarados, who's given us a lot of trouble, but now we have a good neutral attack in Ice Beam, which is about half. He throws going for a Leer, and a second Ice Beam downs the Dragon, leading into Growlithe. 1 single Surf drowns the dog, leading into Alakazam, who we can go for a Surf for some reason. I think Secret Power would have killed, but he just wastes time going for Calm Mind, doesn't heal, and 1 Secret Power takes care of him, leading to Venusaur. A Hidden Power does over half, he goes for a useless Sweet Scent, and 1 more Hidden Power downs the Venusaur. And after traversing Victory Road, our Ludicolo sits at level 64 with Surf, Secret Power, Ice Beam, and HP Psychic. And without further ado, let's go! First up is the Ice-type user, Lorelei. And we have finally done our Ludicolo Giga Drain, which I got from Erica earlier in the run. One Giga Drain brings it into the yellow as it just goes for Hail, which could be annoying with the chip damage. However, she does heal, so I go for an HP Psychic to bring it out of healing range, and one more Giga Drain takes care of Dugong. As we're back up to full HP, and in comes Cloyster. Cloyster has absolutely horrendous Spidef, so a Hidden Power Psychic does about 2/3 as it goes for a useless Spikes, then Protect, before our second Hidden Power polishes it off, leading into Slowbro. Now, Slowbro is really bulky, but a Giga Drain almost kills it. Unfortunately, the Hail's gone, though, so we have to waste one more Power Point, leading into Jinx. And this Jinx gets incredibly lucky with a very costly Freeze, which unfortunately our Ludicolo does not thaw out of, because Freeze can theoretically last forever. On attempt number 2, though, unfortunately we do have to get our third reset, but the Jinx does not get lucky. 2 Surfs polish it off, leading to her final Pokemon, Lapras. A Giga Drain does over half. Lapras goes for a soft Ice Beam. After the Citrus Berry, a second Giga Drain polishes it off, and we have defeated the first out of 4 Elite Four members, but unfortunately suffered a reset in the process. Next up is the Fighting type user Bruno, which in Generation 1 is absolutely terrible, but here in Gen 3, he's not so bad. I retaught Secret Power over Giga Drain because we had no more power points, as one Surf takes down the Onix, and HP Psychic does about 2/3 Hitmonchan, but after a Rock Tomb, now all of his Pokemon's going to be outspeeding Ludicolo. Hitmonlee hits a Brick Break, hangs on from an HP Psychic, we bring it down to the red again, but after a Mega Kick, we're only at 7 HP, and unless we one-shot Machamp, which we don't, that's reset number 2 of the Elite Four. Attempt number 2 against Bruno. Hopefully we don't get Rock Tomb this time, but first up is Onix. Of course, we drown it with a single Surf. That will go about as planned every single time. We go for Secret Power, and unfortunately he does get the Rock Tomb off. But for some reason we outspeed the next time, because we're level 65 maybe. I'm not sure how that works. But a Secret Power and Hidden Power combo take care of Hitmonlee, leading into Machamp. One single Hidden Power does about 2/3, and he goes for Scary Face and Bulk Up. Common AI throwing here in the early gens. Last is Onix, and after a weak Double Edge, one Surf drowns the Rock Snake, and we defeat Bruno on attempt number 2 against them. Next up is Agatha, the Ghost type user who loves to gamble with Hypnosis and Dream Eater and all kinds of stuff. No matter how well you play, Agatha is very much a lottery. If you watch other content creators, just as JRose11, I'm sure you'll know that. Hidden Power comes just inches from taking out Gengar, or she switches for some reason, and gets lucky with Hidden Power. He gets off a Nightmare with a new residual damage every turn and nails us with super effective Sludge Bombs. Next time we get unlucky again, we get put to sleep and poisoned, and Arbok finishes us off with Poison Tail. I do have rare candies in the bag, so I level up to the next damage rounding threshold at level 68 before attempting Agatha again. This time Hidden Power still does not get the one-shot as she goes for Double Team and a full restore, unfortunately. We do connect with a second Hidden Power, which gets the range and downs the Gengar, leading into Arbok. We go for a Secret Power to do a little chip damage, and we get a Lucky Paralysis as one HP Psychic downs the Arbok. She misses a Hypnosis. Hidden Power does not quite do enough, and she misses a second Hypnosis. Despite the fact that we did equip a Chesto Berry, it didn't end up mattering in this run as a single Ice Beam polishes off the Golbat, leading into her Haunter, which obviously goes down to a single Hidden Power. And we escape Agatha without a third reset against her. 6 total resets in the run, but unfortunately for Lance, we have this little thing called Ice Beam, which, if you know what that Ice Beam likes to do against Lance, yeah, this fight is absolutely free if you have a solid special attacker with an Ice type move. After you get past Gyarados, it is completely smooth sailing. After a Wing Attack, Aerodactyl goes down in a single Ice Beam, and we outspeed and one-shot his final 3 dragons. So I'm going to use this time. If you like this kind of content, please let me know below. Please sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. There will be plenty more solo runs going forward, and after polishing off the final Dragonair, the conclusion of this solo run against our rival, the champion, will Ludicolo beat Lugia in terms of time? He obviously will in terms of resets, but we'll see how it goes here. First up is Pidgeot, who goes down in a single Ice Beam. We're obviously much higher. Lugia was level 54 at the champion. We're level 69. After we get a Spidef drop from Psychic, which is not good. We left at 77 HP after 2 Secret Powers polish off Alakazam. One single Surf, of course, drowns the quad-effective Rhydon, leading into Gyarados. I thought the fight was over here, but fortunately for us, we pull a page out of Jinx's book and freeze the Gyarados on an Ice Beam. After going to level 70, out comes Arcanine. We get intimidated, but we outspeed and drown the dog with a Surf, leaving behind just the Venusaur. A Hidden Power does half. He charges up a Solar Beam, but he ain't gonna have time to send out that Solar Beam as one more Hidden Power downs the Venusaur, and Ludicolo clears the champion at level 70 with 6 resets. Now this run, actually, I would say was arguably even easier than the Lugia run, because we didn't have many resets, and we had a great type matchup against most of the game like I predicted, especially with HP Psychic. But our in-game time finished with 7 hours and 20 minutes, about an hour and a half behind Lugia in-game time. If not for the struggle fighting, I think Lugia would have been probably even faster. And also, this run did benefit from the fact that I had just played the Lugia run like a week before, and I knew my routing through the game a little bit better. So, I'd say this run, I think, was fairly well played. Most of my issues, I think, come from the fact that I don't really plan for battles, and I also don't route out my playthroughs as well as guys like Scott's Thoughts, let's say, do. I do like manipulating my starter like he does, though, because I like to see how good a Pokemon can be instead of different randomness factors, because obviously, if you're running with a physical attacker with a minus attack nature, it's going to do far worse than itself with a plus attack nature or even a neutral nature. So, I like to manipulate my Pokemon to be as good as they can be. I don't know. Point is, please sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, let me know below, and please let me know what you'd like to see next. So, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be seeing you guys in whatever content comes next.